Hello and welcome to another edition of Saints Talk. We have another Flagler student athlete in the house tonight, or today I should say. In the chair across from us is McKissack of the women's basketball team. And last week, or 2 weeks ago, we actually had Tabitha Dobby. So we're sticking with the women's basketball theme here.
Awesome.
Kara, we're very appreciative of you joining us today. Thank you for being with us.
No problem.
And it's interesting because we were talking to Tabitha a couple weeks ago, and her journey to Flagler College is a lot different than yours. She came from Nigeria and ended up playing high school ball over at Gainesville and transferred in here. You, however, are a native of this area, right? Orange Park, I believe?
Yes.
And you played at Clay High School?
I did.
So you're born and raised in this area. So I don't know if you knew about Flagler for a long time, because Tabitha, she obviously probably never heard of it until she got the envelope in her locker.
Right.
So essentially, what brought you to Flagler, and how did you first get introduced to Coach E?
Well, I actually came here. I went to Clay High School. I grew up in Orange Park, so you would think that I knew about Flagler. And I had no clue. We actually came up here with my AAU team. And I thought the school was beautiful. And, we were winning. We were doing really well. And I was approached by the coaches at that point. And that's when I got to know Coach E. And I really fell in love with the area. I fell in love with the coach. I fell in love with the team. So that's what really brought me here.
Well, it's funny because, one thing you have to do is you have to, love the coaching staff. And it seems like Coach E does such a great job connecting with her players and recruits.
Right.
What was your first interaction with her like?
My first interaction with her, she came off as very sweet. She was super nice, and I felt it was very warm. It was very welcoming, and that's, like I said, that's ultimately what brought me here. And at the time, the assistant coach was, it was the same way, and you don't always have that connection at first with coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And so I immediately knew, in my heart, I was like, this is where I should be. So
now, before Flagler, let's talk about Clay a little bit, because you were a little all over the place. It's great. You lettered in basketball, volleyball, and track. 2-time Florida Times Union All First Coast honorable mention, earned All Duval, or as they say around here, Duval. Everywhere you go, you hear it. I don't know if that's actually how they say it, but for this, that is. But you earned All Duval County as a junior. You're also a first-team All-County selection in volleyball. So clearly, pretty good across the board. What made you take the step to full-time basketball for Flagler?
Honestly, it was the recruiting. I think with volleyball, the size kind of hurt me a little bit. I loved the sport. It was amazing, but I wasn't really a back row player, and I wasn't tall enough to go to college to play, as a hitter. And so I was doing well in basketball at that point. I played travel basketball. I did not play travel volleyball. So my focus was, at that point, it was on basketball, and I started receiving a lot more attention through that sport, and so that's kind of how I made my decision. So
that's great. Now, obviously, volleyball here, the last couple of years has been extremely successful. How much fun has it been watching those girls do what they've been able? Last year going to essentially they almost found themselves in the national championship. So that's got to be pretty exciting to watch. It's, a sport that so much about and have been so involved with throughout the years.
Yes.
See them do well. How was that?
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. And I actually, in high school, I played with Tasia Valmere.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah,
very
and
cool.
she had an amazing career here. And all of the athletes here, we really bond.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing them do well, it was so much fun coming to the games. And I mean, even when they went to, I believe it was the Final Four, I had it up on my TV that night. I was like cheering,
That's awesome.
So it was really a great experience. I was super happy for them.
When she gets up there, it looks like she's floating. It's crazy.
Oh,
I don't even know how it's like Michael Jordan. How do you stay in the air that long?
Amazing. Amazing.
Now, you guys are starting to enjoy success yourself.
Yes.
Last year, got to the Peach Bowl Conference tournament, got to host the game, and Tabitha was talking about how amazing it was seeing the crowd. You talk about the closeness to the student athletes here, so that's fantastic. But you guys are right back there this year. So going from your early stages at Flagler to seeing progression to where now you're hosting your second consecutive Peach Bowl Conference tournament. Well, how did you see things progress, and how does it feel to get to this point?
It's amazing because when I first came here, it was a time when we really didn't even have a chance of making the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the program grow that much and seeing the way that the team has come together and the way they're playing, and I just, it's like all the pieces to the puzzle fit.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun, and I cannot wait for playoffs. It's really been an amazing experience seeing from a program go, kind of from the bottom all the way to the top. Just a couple weeks ago, we were competing for first place.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing.
Right.
So it's been a great experience seeing the program develop the way it has.
That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it really has. Last couple of years, you're going to every game, and you're like, we're going to win this game. It's got to be nice with the attitude going into a game, feeling like you're going to be in every single one.
Oh,
so that's really cool. Now, something that's never really fun to talk about are, injuries. I played hockey, so I know a lot of you're always consistently dealing with people and teammates who are going down in injuries. But what's the support been like from Coach E and your teammates, and what's it been like to battle back from these injuries and see this team ascend to great heights in doing so?
It's really been phenomenal the way people have gathered around me, and it's been going on since freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 surgeries my freshman year, and then coming into my senior year, I got hit with another surgery. And like you said, it's nothing you ever expect, but I think the way my team rallied behind me, even our fans and
Mm-hmm.
my family and my friends, coaches, and the athletic training staff has been absolutely amazing. I mean, working with me every day, even when I went home, I had someone working with me from Select Therapy, and it's been awesome. I mean, the support system, I couldn't ask for a better support system. It's been great. So.
That's great. And I wish I could have seen y'all on senior day. I was out at baseball that day. But you did start that game, correct?
I made it back.
How did that feel?
It was incredible. It was really difficult for me to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a huge accomplishment for me. And, the doctor told me, he said, you won't be able to make it for senior day.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I came back and I'm like, I'm going to make it for senior
Don't
day.
tell
I'm
me.
not missing my senior day. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, and so it was amazing, and I think it was also amazing that, Coach was willing to put me in that position,
Mm-hmm.
as well as my teammates, because I haven't played the whole season.
Yeah.
I'm going out there injured still,
Yeah.
And they just all rallied behind me. I mean, it was awesome.
That's really cool. I want to talk a little bit about, because the women's basketball team year in and year out does an amazing job in the community. They're you guys are one of the best teams on campus at getting out there and doing things, whether it's bell ringing during Christmas time or whatever it may be. However, before you even got here, if I'm not mistaken, you volunteered as assistant basketball coach at the YMCA. And when this one I think is super, super cool, but you worked with the Special Olympics volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
So what were those experiences like?
Oh, incredible. It's one of the most rewarding experiences, playing in the Special
Mm-hmm.
Olympics. It was just, you realize, it's not about you. It's about other people and everything you can do to help someone and make their day. I mean, those kids, the smallest things, make them
Yeah.
happy, and it's awesome being in that environment. And so, like I said, very rewarding experiences, and, I wish I could stick with it. I've had such a busy schedule, but it's something that, I would love to even go back to and volunteer again. It was incredible.
That's so cool. Now, flipping the page here,
Okay.
always fun. You always got a lot to talk about. You are a PBC Presidential Honor Roll Silver Scholar, D2 ADA Award recipient, and again, the Presidential Honor Roll another year. So obviously doing very well in the classroom as well. What do you look forward to post Flagler whenever that time comes? What's the next step? Do you know the next step?
I don't know the next step, and I think that's kind of exciting in a way. You know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but I am excited to see where I end up. I would love to get into some type of medical sales. I think, you know, that would be a great career to start out in. I've loved psychology. I've loved industrial and organizational psychology. I would love to get into, you know, human resources or something to that nature, but, you know, we'll see. There's no way to know, so.
Always options out there.
Yeah, there is. There's always options, so.
So actually, also, real quick, looking at your bio, you're also a fan of the movie Despicable Me.
Oh, I love that movie.
And the TV show Law and Order. Those are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. How's that what happened?
Well, to my defense, I filled this out my freshman year. Things have changed.
Although, are those still the same as they were freshman year? Or do you have an updated answer for us?
I have to update the TV show. I've gotten into Real Housewives, so
okay,
you know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's, you know, I've really gotten into my Housewives shows.
Fair enough.
But I still love Despicable Me. It's a great movie.
Well, it's, and I'm sure you're all a fan of the Minion movies that came after them and stuff like that. That came from Despicable Me, right? The Minions and all those.
Yeah, that's why I think kids' movies are so cool.
Yeah, they are.
Awesome movies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they make a lot of money, so, you know.
Yeah.
They're doing something, right?
Yeah, Incredibles 2, I was there, like 2 nights later, so.
Yeah, that movie was like 10 years in the making or something like that. Crazy.
Really? Wow.
I don't know. Maybe that's something you could do.
Oh,
Go in the movie. Ryan Ashford, just, get him a call and next
awesome.
thing.
Yeah, he's
You guys can
awesome.
go in the movie business together.
That's funny, yeah.
So, tomorrow's a big day.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you guys looking forward to this one?
Oh, we're super excited. You know, Columbus is a team we've played twice, and, you know, we feel confident going in, but you still have to be on your toes. They're still a good team. So, but, you know, I do think that with the team we have and the way we've been playing, we should definitely make it further than last year. I mean, our overall record is better. We've improved since last year also. So I think it's just taking it one day at a time. And, you know, I know the girls are ready and we're all super excited and we're hoping that everybody comes out. You know,
Absolutely.
We had a huge crowd last year and I think, you know, it was very exciting and it made it memorable.
So this is now officially not new. You're doing it again.
Yeah.
Last year it was new. So what's the mindset going like? Because more confidence or just knowing that, hey, you know, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Let's just go do it again and play basketball.
It is a little different. I think last year it was kind of like you don't know what to expect. You know, it's your first time in the tournament and it was super exciting and I think there were also a lot of nerves. I feel this year we're a little more confident going in because we have done it, you know, last year, even though we have new girls. We have some awesome new additions to the team. And I think we're really focused for tomorrow. So.
Well, all I know is that Michael Jordan and the Bulls, you know, they lost in their first couple playoff rounds before going on to the dynasty. So that, you know, being there and getting to understand what it's all about really helps. So I think that we're really excited to see what you guys do tomorrow. Now, if you can make a pitch to all your fellow students out there, the staff, faculty, people coming to the game tomorrow, what would you say?
We have worked very hard to make it to this point, so we would really appreciate if you came out and supported us. It means everything to us, you know, even though you may not think it makes a difference, it makes a huge difference. You know, we get so pumped when there's a crowd, so please come out.
And if you're looking for any information on the game, it's all on the Flagler Athletics website, which is flaglerathletics.com, nice and easy. You can also go to all of our social media. There will be information on it as well. Ticket prices, game time, everything else you need to know. So we're excited to see everyone there tomorrow. And Kara, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. So it was awesome.